Alright, this is going to be part 2 of 2 of my 2010 Grand Sport and some of the mods that have been done to date since my last upload. And you might find it interesting. I'll just do a silent walk around and get back to explanations as the video moves on. And that's a vanity plate that was given to me by a very good friend from my club, and that I was co-founder along with a K through 12 classmate of mine back in 1971. Alright, now that I've done a 360-degree walk around, let me try and point out some of the finer details. My tow hook, as labeled, is totally functional, because if I ever break down and need a rollback tow, most of these guys have no idea how to get a very low riding Corvette up on their rollback. Because this is a true racing splitter and goes, I don't know, 18, 20 inches underneath the car, we needed some support. So here we have 2 rod supports from a company called Vicres, V-I-C-R-E-S, I believe. And thanks to Limitless Auto Labs, carbon flash, I've now done away with all carbon fiber and went carbon flash with just about everything. These are the C7 Morimoto headlights, which are phenomenal. I'll demonstrate them. And like all race cars, you need a couple of canards or dive planes, the larger one, and then the smaller one had to be custom made from a full size one. That was done by RKPerformance. And the gold accents were done by Limitless Auto Labs. They're the only place to go for any customized work. I have actual C7 Z06 wheels that are 10 inches wide in the front, and of course 12 in the back. And everything has been carbon flashed. And I've got 9mm bullets here as my valve stem caps. Moving on, you'll see the ACS Composite contoured side skirts. The mirrors have been custom painted by Ray Sr. at RKPerformance. And let me just pop the gas door. Oh, I popped the trunk. It's been a while since I've driven it and I forget what's what. And of course you've noticed all the little gold accent bolts. You'll notice more when I open the hood, but those are all titanium, and the gas cap has been painted carbon flash. And since the rear deck has been popped, let's open it up. I even forget what is in here. And that's my club flag. And you'll see more titanium bolts all over. They're unbelievable. And thanks to a good friend, I have seat blankets. So when the car sits out in the sun all day, you don't burn your tush or legs getting into the car. Of course, my cruise night chair, fire extinguisher, and first aid kit. At some judge shows, you get extra credit for having those. They don't deduct points, but they will add points if they need a tiebreaker in judging. All right, now I think these are my third set of tail lights, and they're rather three-dimensional, and I'll put them on later. It'll give you a better idea. It's like you're looking into a tunnel. They're actually very unique. Okay, continuing on. As you can see, more titanium accent Torex bolts. They're direct replacements for the factory black ones. Inside, I've got the custom Lloyd's floor mats. I've got a great dash blanket that not everyone might like, but I didn't like the glare on the windshield when I was driving. And of course, this is a phone mount. And I've got an MGW Stage 2 flat stick shifter. And what else? Oh, yes, my waterfall. You never can have too much storage in a vet. I've got some stuff in there. I hope I was able to catch it. It's so hard to see the camera while I'm filming. And there's my little eject button. And custom sill plates from AMT Custom Designs. I really like those. All my windows have been tinted except the windshield, the driver's and passenger side, and the whole rear deck glass. Shows you I haven't driven it much. It does get dusty. Not from the garage though, that's all HVAC controlled. It was just for a short ride. And because the kids nicknamed this car Iron Vet quite a few years ago, it shows. I've got the Iron Man mask center caps, all custom done again by Limitless Auto Labs, and they are fantastic. All right. Let's go crank her up you can hear it, and hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate to you all the headlights and the tail lights. Bear with me. Yeah, all the warning indications. That's always good. And let's see if it brings up the miles. There we go. A 2010 with 45,525 miles. I have driven it, but virtually less than 100 miles over the last 4 years. And I've got both tops, but right now I'm running the see-through, and maybe, hopefully, you can see the bow tie. Maybe not. I'll take a shot outside the car. But I put limo tint on the inside several years ago, but as I just showed you, you can still see, and I rather like that. All right, let's okay, I turned on the headlamps and the fog lights. There's the one directional. Let me get outside and y'all can see what everything looks like. And there, more gold titanium bolts. And of course I forgot to pop the hood. There we go. We'll get more to that in a minute. There are the step directionals. I really like those. And you can see a little bit of the fog lights that are on. Let's take a walk around, see if you can see what I was telling you about my new tail lights. And of course, LEDs on the side, when they're not on, they're totally blacked out. There you go. I think those are really cool. And I have extra heavy duty struts that RKPerformance put on because of the extra weight of my rear window louvers. So I bring it down about so far and I just drop it. It goes right in. Now this emblem is custom made out of metal by a young friend of mine. I had that done years ago, and I don't think he's even in business. And then a good friend of mine who lives up the street was an unbelievable painter back in the day and did some of the famous dragsters muscle cars, so he painted that for me. Now to the engine bay. Once again, you can see all the gold titanium Torx screws. And there's a lot of them. Now, what I'm most pleased with, I never knew Corsa made a cold air intake, and it works. They advertise 17 additional rear wheel horsepower, and I believe it. The response is amazing. Now all the braided lines you see were done by RKPerformance. I got American Racing headers on there with performance cats and the Corsa Extreme exhaust, and I've got QTP cutouts that I can set at any opening I want, unlike factories dual mode exhaust. The flaps are either open or they're closed. I have an infinite amount of settings I can use. Now you'll see I went with a complete engine bay dress-up kit, all in carbon flash, and that was all done by AMT Custom Designs. And now all I need are the custom caps. Here we go, is another one, and they should be installed sometime next week, and I think I'll really be ready to hopefully show the car. And I have an oil catch can that might have to be removed and freshened up, and I think I'll go with the crystal red metallic, just like the intake manifold cover. And I painted the oil dipstick, and I've got cool socks on the headers. Every little bit helps keep the sucker running cool, and it does. So I think that's about it for now. The video's getting kind of long anyhow. I don't want to bore you all. I will do one more walkabout. Feels good to get in the shade. It's in the mid-80s up here in sunny Sussex, but there's no humidity. And off in the distance you can see Rhonda the Honda. I've owned that since new. The only Japanese vehicle I ever purchased, and I am sold on Hondas. So that is about it. I'm putting myself in reverse gear. I hope I don't hit any speed bumps. So, thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget, save the wave. Just a little addendum. This is a good place where I tuck away my window sticker and my build sheet, and those are on display when I enter a show. Most of the shows I enter are for presentation and cleanliness, and I've done pretty good in the past, but it's been over 4 years, so I hope this year I get to show it at least once, and I think that's now it. You all have a blessed weekend.